The divisional round was absolutely unbelievable. We were outscored 24-13 in the first half, and we had a miraculous second half, especially in the fourth quarter, to just barely come away with enough points to win the game and move on to the NFC Championship round. It was a game that early on absolutely felt like we were going to lose. CJ Stroud, I think, was 21 for 22 passing with over 200 yards in the first half, which is just unheard of, really. Probably an NFL record. And we somehow just did enough, forced a pick, forced some stops to win that game and, once again, move on. We'll take a look and see who that opponent is, and it is the Condors. Kind of had a feeling that was going to be the case, but didn't know for sure. As far as the players of the week go, Jadarius Lewis struggled for the first drive, but then really had a pretty good game for the rest of it. Tua, he's been on that player of the week award list very often this year. Campbell, 11 tackles, which is something, and then 2 sacks for Dennard. Obviously, that was a close call last week, but it might be a less of a close call when we have one of our injured players back in the starting lineup in Ronnie Shelton. Of course, this is what the squad looks like right now. We got a bunch of upgrade points, which is great. You know, you would only assume that's going to help the team. Then you look at the defensive side of the ball. We talk about Ronnie Shelton. Is it Ronnie Shelton or is it... Oh, it wasn't Ronnie Shelton that's coming back, actually. It was actually Cordell Jackson, which... I don't know one way or the other. I don't think Mac was bad. I don't think he was great. I think Cordell Jackson gives us a slight edge when it comes to pass rush, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. I was actually hoping it was Ronnie Shelton, and I completely forgot that it was the other defensive lineman. But still, it's great to have players back, obviously, and it's also great to have a bunch of upgrade points, which we'll even maybe get more of when we do our weekly strategy. That was the team, though. Let's take a look at the Condors, see if there's any injuries, and then take a look at that roster. The Condors... Of course, no injuries. If we win this game, though, not only do we go to the Super Bowl, but we are fully healthy, assuming no injuries occur during this game. But first things first, actually getting past this Condors team. Jalen Hurts is the starting quarterback. Obviously, the throw power is a little lackluster, but the accuracy is unbelievable, and he can run. Running back, Kyren Williams, ironically enough, can't really run. He's very jukey, good truck, and stiff arm. He's got all the ratings, but not very fast. But will that matter? I'm not sure. Stephen Choice, a lot of speed, the opposite of a player of Kyren Williams. Receiving is a little bit better as well. I'd probably go with Choice, which is a tough choice as Kyren is super elusive, but speed is king. You know, that's how most of these guys are making what they're making. Amari Cooper, very good still, even though he's regressed. McCole Hardman, talking about speed, can't really get much faster than McCole Hardman. Wide receiver 3, Steven Scott, probably would have been the number 2 for my roster if I was building a team, and then Hardman at the 3 spot. I think that would be perfect. They got more speed with Cam Jensen at the number 4. Michael Mayer, not the fastest, but good at getting open, really good at catching. Left tackle is pretty decent, not so much in the run blocking department. Damian Lewis, very balanced across the board, actually. Center, really, really good. Pass block power is not good at all, though, and run block power is okay, so... Power blocking is not going to be his strong suit, which is weird on the inside. Kevin Dotson, pretty damn good right guard, especially in that power blocking department. I mean, really his only weakness is really pass block finesse. He's really good. And then Ryan Ramczyk at right tackle, not a lot of weaknesses at all. Left end, good block shedder, not so good at getting to the quarterback. Same thing with the right end, good block shedder, not super good at getting to the quarterback. Same with the DT. Good block shedder, not good at getting to the quarterback. So hopefully won't see much pressure from the inside, but you look at the outside, you got a guy like Daniil Hunter, you are going to get pressured from the outside. He is good at it. Baker, very athletic, really good middle linebacker. And then number 2, not the fastest, but pace is pretty damn good. Right out, away, very, very good edge rusher. So the edge is a problem, but inside, even though they're good at run defense, might have some weaknesses. And speaking of other weaknesses, cornerback is not very strong here. Really good man corner in Carter, but he's obviously undersized. And the rest, not that great. Free safety, young, lot of potential. And then strong safety, not the best in zone coverage, but a thumper, if you will. Kicker, 94 kick power is good enough. Punter, though, only 88. So they're going to be losing some yards every time they punt. Obviously, you want more punts in general, but the more we punt, the more that field position should be shifting. Looking at the what they do well, it seems like running is a bit better of a strong suit for them. They say outside running, which... You argue if they go read option, that probably defends that, right? So you obviously do better on the inside run. Inside run play action, though, we get burned on and then bounce runs outside. Not too bad. But then you look at outside run defense, you get really good outside run defense, but the outside play action's weak, and then the outside run cutback is weaker. Problem is, it's weird because they run from the inside, but then it turns out to be like an outside run. But typically, if it's an inside zone handoff, that'll count as inside. So I'm going to say defend, run inside. And then apparently their numbers are really good on defense. I still think the run D is going to be weak for them. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. And sometimes if I feel strongly about it, I'll be hooked on a feeling. Looking at the upgrade points, we talked about it. I mean, it's almost the entire roster. Holy crap. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a lot of these upgrades on my own. Obviously, if they're starters, you're going to see it. But unless we get something spectacular, like a speed upgrade for, a fourth string corner, you're probably only going to see said big names. I mean, it's a pretty good upgrade, right? 3 to run block, 2 to run block power, and impact block. That's not bad at all. 73 run block now for Charlie Springs, who's also really fast for a fullback and has the trucking. Not trunking, trucking. And then we have Darren Riley, who's obviously getting a really big morale boost. 4-play rec, which is pretty good. Man and block shed upgrades. We'll take them. Why not? He's a backup, but he does come in every once in a while, especially in special teams. Ross Parks, a guy that I can't even say is being wasted because Johnson statistically is a really good free safety and he's tall as hell. But Parks, there is something there, man. And I just don't know if we have room on this roster to see that. But either way, Terrence Williams, super sleeper. His ratings, like his overall is so low compared to his actual ratings. I mean, look at these ratings. There's basically 80 across the board, yet he's considered an 77 overall. Like, that is definitely higher than a 77 overall, in my opinion. Kai Gary, who's had to step up to the plate, done a pretty good job this season, I think. 1 a power move, 1 a block shed, and 2 to tackle. 82 power move with 89 block shed. He's still developing. He's still young, so we're fine with it. And speaking of Antonio Johnson, I'm actually going to go hybrid. He's like 80 for both, and he does get caught in man quite a bit. I don't hate that upgrade. 82 man coverage, 79 zone coverage for a 6'3 safety. I don't hate that. I really don't. Belzer apparently has a nice upgrade. Ooh, 2 to run block base and 1 to pass block base. His base attributes are really good. 85 pass block, 83 run block. It's just that run block finesse is really bad, but once again, he's playing on the interior, so shouldn't be too much of a problem going against those types of guys. And then Cody Carr, fan favorite. I mean, he just needs finesse. His biggest weakness is finesse blocking, so agile is going to be the style. I don't know if I like this. Not bad, actually. 2 to run block finesse, his biggest weakness. Once again, an interior guy, so power is the main focus anyways. Chad Ryland, who I believe is already 99 kick power, he is. This isn't really going to do him a whole lot, but we'll go with accurate anyway, so we can get like a +2, +3 to accuracy, which is exactly what we do. And then 92, now one of the best kickers in the league. Debatably, considering the level of difficulty of kicks and percentages he has, probably the best kicker in the league. And then Connor Wilson gets an awful upgrade, unfortunately. Kuntz. Can't believe he's an 88 overall. It felt like he was never going to get higher than 87, like 85, 86. But here he is. Gets 2 to short route, which is amazing. 1 to medium route, which is pretty good. Spec catch, which is great. And then some run blocking stuff. I mean, I can't really believe the glow up of him. He has just been great. Zaire Taylor. Slot upgrade, maybe? Zone coverage is kind of weak. Let's go with zone coverage, actually. I do like slot upgrades, but I think zone is his weakness. +1 at least. There you go. Not a bad couple of upgrades in there. Be nice to get that press up a little bit more, but probably only going to get that if actually going man coverage for the most part. Rodriguez already has pretty damn good juke ability ratings, but I would always love to get more speed. It's really between power back and catching for me, and honestly, he's getting better at catching, but it really is just such a problem most of the time. Man, I hated that upgrade. 1 to catch, 2 to catch to short route. I don't care about short route. Right? I don't care about the route running of a running back. I want him to catch the ball when he's thrown to, and that is it. Also doesn't help that he has drops up and pass trade. That's probably a big factor. Joe Morant. I might actually go playmaker here because pretty much everything's like 90 plus now. So at this point, it's just getting the most of everything. And that's what you usually get with playmakers, so we're going to do it. See what we get. We get 2 to medium route, which is great. 3 to break tackle, which is great. 1 to change directions, decent. 1 to juke move. 1 to spec catch. What about that medium route? It is one of those like ratings we really want up there. He's just goated. He's just really good. 90 break tackle, 91 juke move, 90 change of direction, 85 spin move. He absolutely deserves the fact that he has first one free and jukebox, and then bruiser he just like kind of had. So maybe could change that. But either way, those are the upgrades, a lot of upgrades, which is great because it's perfect timing for the biggest game of the season. Obviously, every single win we have is the biggest game, but still, not wrong. It is the biggest game. Also, before we head in, these have been the sliders. I think they're actually really good. I mean, I actually felt like it was really challenging last game, and I truly believed early on that we were going to lose. I like the sliders. I think they're challenging. Maybe they're a little too unforgiving to the user, but you can still win games, and once again, I prefer the challenge. Here it is. The winner represents in the Super Bowl. The NFC Championship round is about to begin. It's going to be Jeromepkr Lewis versus Jalen Hurts. Run game versus run game. We probably do have the better pass game, but I think it's going to be a run battle. And that's kind of why we focused on that on both sides. Of course, another cold one. Unfortunately, not going to really see the advantage of maybe a snow game. Yet again, another season with no snow is crazy. But that is just the way it is, and I'm just hoping the offense can get off to a better start. You know, it seems like we're really slow starting, and it's not until the second half we really find our footing. And hey, it's worked out to this point. We've won more games by a lot than we've lost. But one of these times, we're going to find a team that just won't stop scoring. And we get off to that really bad start, and we just never catch up. And that is why we really got to do better. I think, you know, we always say we're going to go with what is working, but then we go away from it because we don't like a look. You know, if it's 1st and 10, we get a 6-yard run, and the front looks strong. If we still believe there's a little bit of a lane, just run it. Maybe you'll get the blocks. Who knows? But we get scared away from the run way too easily these days, and it's costing us, I think. I think it's putting us in, like, 2nd and, like, 4 situations. We're taking a sack, we're throwing it away, whatever, and then the 3rd down's tough, and then we don't get it. Got to run the ball more. We got to be consistent. And, of course, we're not going to be able to see that right away as we are on defense first, which is maybe another thing that's hurting us. But at the same time, as a second-half better team, you know, it is a benefit to us. You know, we play better in the second half. We want more possessions in that second half. I don't know what it is, how we can fix it, but it's just the truth. And a really good start. Kyron Williams goes back -5 yards on the first play of the game. Of course, probably noticed it during, but it will be the Snowhawks representing the AFC in the Super Bowl, awaiting the winner of this one. This is not the best news in the world, as they're going to throw it underneath, and good teamwork. They get that 5 yards back, but we kind of worried about those Snowhawks. Obviously, we don't know if we're going to win anyways. It might not even matter, but my bet would be if we lose this game, the Snowhawks win. I'll put it this way. Hell, if we win this game, the Snowhawks might win, but that's just what I think. We need to get off the field here without giving up any yards. Almost picked. The ball was too flat. Jalen Hurts' lack of throw power might have hurt him on that one. That could have been pick 6, but regardless, it will be a 3 and out, and we will be receiving the ball. Not sure really what happened here, but Trey Palmer getting the nod on the punt return. Kind of need him on offense, though, to be fair, no? Not really sure how he snuck his way into the lineup there. A little bit of a mix-up, but hey, we didn't fumble. That's all that matters. Jeromepkr Lewis, we know, was up there for MVP. Too gunslinger-like for the voters, but not for us. 47 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, almost 5,000 yards. We love it. All right, we've got our superstar guard on the lead, and he misses his guy, which we only get 2 on because of it. Definitely, he wanted that seal, but maybe should have just cut inside instead. Kind of carried it away from the angle we might have had. Would have been easier to break the ankles just going straight at him and then juking. And hit as we're throwing, but he does deliver the ball, and Palmer will get this thing to the 43-yard line just barely. We got the boot. This is definitely a play that we're looking at Romeo Doubs as our primary before the snap's even sent. And they're in pretty good coverage. Maybe a late throw, but will be catchable, and that is all Morant missing that catch. The footwork, you could tell he just kind of floated on it, and the ball was there, once again, a little late, admittedly, but that was catchable, 100%. And it's tough because, honestly, looking back at the replay, it might have been a catch, but it is, in my opinion, too early with that little foot technically kind of on the line to potentially waste a challenge. Very valuable. Don't want to lose those things. And Rodriguez turns literally nothing into 2. Kind of ran away from the lead blocks, or the potential lead blocks, but I just didn't really like that side. They were kind of overstacked. And as we're about to be hit again, Kuntz holds on for the third down conversion. I worry about the longevity of us this game as our tackles so far are getting absolutely manhandled. Maybe Palmer on that outside. They're going to leave it. Palmer is wide open, and that is just not even close to covered. Goes out of bounds to the 17-yard line. Big play. Pre-snap read was on point. Not a perfect drive so far, but a drive that is in scoring range. Better than the opposing side so far. And Rodriguez only going to gain a yard or two again. I mean, we're sticking to what we said. It's just not working out the way we would hope it would have. We're running the ball, even if it's not working. Oh, that's bad. Kuntz, great catch. I thought the way they bumped that he was going to get free, but they actually slowed him down. Still gaining 5 yards, though, is definitely not bad. Looks like a blitz. Can Rodriguez catch it if it is, 0? And it's going to be a Morant tough one. And he holds on. That should be a first down. It is. Dealing with the pressure pretty well so far. Haven't necessarily picked up the pressure, but we have delivered in the face of it. And this could be a touchdown. It will be a touchdown. Perfect drive. Capped off with a Rodriguez score. The one time we actually get some blocks, the most important, toughest position to get them. And it will give us the lead. Not going to go too crazy with the blitzes just yet, kind of faking them out with a mid-look. Base is actually able to get us, off the field without giving up points, and there goes another loss on the run. So why get too aggressive when we don't need to? If it's getting done with a base rush, there's no point to change it up. And we kind of draw it out hard. He gains 4, but it's still going to be a 3rd and 8. His team's looking a little afraid right now. I don't know what to tell you. Looks like an up and out. See if we get this covered. And inside, not going to get there in time. And Amari Cooper is going to make a great catch. Going to give a big touchdown on a look like that before, but we actually wrap him up this time. Big first down conversion on 3rd and 8. Let's see if we can get some rush. Maybe Jackson wants to get in. A lot of running so far from them, though, like we kind of expected. And it's all from the inside spot, so our choice, ironically enough, to defend inside run has been correct so far. For the most part, pretty damn successful. I think we're good. Amari Cooper against Johnson. I don't know if I like that, but at least it's not, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. At least it's not linebacker versus wide receiver, although Riley got burned against a tight end anyways. The Condors building up a little bit of confidence on this drive and basically in field goal position themselves. And that could be a free rush. It will be. We couldn't get out to the running back, but didn't need to because Cam Jones comes home, gets home on the play, and it will be an 8-yard sack on Jalen Hurts. They finally developed a little bit of a run game. Wanted to go with that play action, and Cam Jones saw it all the way. Little sit down from Cooper. That's not going to be a lot, except for Quincy giving him an extra 1.5 yards, but 6 yards on 3rd and long. I get it. I do get it, especially if they can get another 8 here. Maybe you're in field goal range, or maybe you're in a 4th down conversion situation. But maybe they needed a little more than that. Or not, because we cannot cover Mayer. Good tackle, but another first down. Literally have a route to directly counter that play, and it doesn't go. Is he blitzing too? That's kind of crazy. I was about to say, I mean, we got burned anyways, but would have been burned even more. There was really just nothing on the drag. But they are moving down the field really successfully, so we are going to bring a little bit of heat. Talked about, not doing it because it was working, but now it's not. Oh, we got burned, but it doesn't matter. Yes, it does, because Walt James gets a piece of the face mask. Damn near instant sack. All for nothing as he reached too high. It would have been a loss of 9, potentially a drive derailer, field goal forcer, and instead it's a fresh set of downs at the 16-yard line. About nearing the second quarter. Clock is running. And we're not going to get off our blocks, and Wilson does a great job to only allow 2. They're still negative with Kyron Williams on the ground. We talked about it. Speed is king, and they're not getting much on the ground because of the lack of speed, but then again, we're not doing much better. Either way, we have the lead for now. Very long drives so far from both sides. These aren't quick scoring big play drives. These are nice job by Riley. They can't run the ball with Kyron. Keep it up, boys. But yeah, these are very slow drives. Going to come with mid-blitz. Might even come in with Taylor. Oh, a little bit of a false start, potentially. Free rush. Blows up the play, and they don't even come close to defending it. That'll be a field goal. Gleason coming in completely untouched. The running back, who is tiny, tried to pick up the block, but he was mauled in the process. Play action when you see 6 players on the line of scrimmage on the defense is definitely a decision. See if we can get a block. Why not? Not going to get in there, but that's fine. No penalties. We're still in the lead. The kick is deep. Calvin Austin, I mean, he kind of has a chance to return this. Why not? Oh my, that's why, because you don't get blocks on this team. Gets blasted, doesn't even get to the 20. We get the pulling guard. I mean, they look like they're not really ready to run, defend this run. They got linebackers up that just won't be able to make a play there, and Rodriguez tries to bounce it, gains about 14 yards. Biggest run of the game for either side. Definitely looks like zone could get Kuntz in between. Or Romeo Doubs, who's pretty open. Nice throw on the run, 68 yards. The big play. The corner really didn't sell that at all. He just showed that he was going to play shallow. Obviously, the way he's sitting there, we kind of guess he's playing shallow, but he just gave it to us. There's a lot of corners that will run that up the sideline a bit more to give a chance for the safety, and he just didn't. Easy touchdown. Choosing our strike points very strategically. Got Riley Moss, kind of bend him over there, if you will. That's... I don't know what that word choices was. Running back's open. Oh, that's another side. That was a hell of a sellout. Not going to get him down, but just barely out of bounds. Another big play this time on their side, but no touchdown. Taylor was willing to kill that man to make sure he didn't catch it, but Hardman had other plans. A little bit of a rush, but couldn't actually get in there. Going low, and what a catch. Whole hand on that booty, though. The cheek merchant, if you will. 1st and 10. Kind of blow this up. Ah, we did actually. Wow, Riley has been great on the run defense. Kyron Williams finally back to base, but that's 6 runs later. Being negative for 5 runs is crazy. D-line hasn't even been that great. It's just he's so slow. We can't get off the block. In there, not quite. Hardman is having a good start. Talk about it, pure speed. It's weird to see success from a guy like Hardman because of speed alone. Yet they keep starting a running back that is not... Oh, wow, what a move. That could be a score. Yeah, he's fighting hard down to the 2. Unbelievable play. That route was filthy. But yeah, starting a guy like Kyron Williams, who's technically good, but with the lack of speed, it doesn't really matter because he can't make anything happen. Of course, a lot of players up. Could be a read option. We'll see. And it will be. We're out there. Perfect play as Wilson whiffs. They lose 2. That would have been a touchdown if we weren't there with Willie Gay. That is a crazy play if they end up not scoring here. Let's stand in the middle with Johnson. Oh, wow, that was a burn. Oh, he dropped it! Hardman wide open. It's a bad throw, but catchable, drops it. There is no one on the field that would have been able to stop that. That is really bad. Step in. He holds on. That sucks. Touchdown Condors. It's back within 1 possession. Still, really early in the game, so I understand the decision not to go for 2. It's a really good position for them as well. If we don't score right away, they'll have the last drive, if you will. Oh, there you go. Calvin Austin not going to gain much. Gets blasted in the process, but gains a yard. The effort's there. The potential is there, but the blocks simply aren't. Romeo Doubs, 68 yards and a touchdown. 1 target, 1 catch. Beautiful big play. We just talked about this whole, don't be afraid of their D-line, but I still think there's more potential with the pass, so sometimes it still makes sense to do that, and it is. Wide open Kuntz gains about 11. Jadarius Lewis having no issue so far, even with pressure in his face. We had Palmer on this route earlier. Different play, but same route. And maybe we had him. Throw it away. Could have been grounding, but we do have a receiver in the vicinity. Maybe holding on to that one a little long, I'll be honest. Maybe just a little bit. We're running a stretch against, a bluff blitz likely, so we should have some room here if we actually hold the blocks, and we hesitated. Nah. Didn't believe in the block. Should have went all the way to the edge. Once again, more potential bluff blitz, but if they don't bluff, we have just enough time. Romeo should get open. And that's a pretty good throw. It's a little behind him, and it's going to get there. Romeo Doubs with another big play. 1st down. We did maybe inadvertently get scared, which is probably why the ball was thrown badly, but hey, we got the 1st down. That's all that matters. And Romeo again. We're going to take the look. Perfect play. Slides into position at the 14. Another big play for Romeo. Where art thou, cornerbacks? Stretch to the left. Nice blocking. Inside move. Nice stiff arm. Gains about 6. Good fight. Used a little bit of trucking for once. They're kind of stepping up. I mean, I do believe in Moran, don't get me wrong, but do I really want to, on 2nd and 4, leave it to jump ball chance? And we're not going to get it. Oh, man, the blocks. They were pretty good, and right as we ran, he just gets off the block, as they do when you start sprinting. Reason why we don't scramble much. Just the options aren't there. It's going to be a Palmer look, likely. He's got leverage. And he's open, but he doesn't understand the assignment. That's not a bad throw. That is the receiver not realizing. The corner can catch up in a trail if it's thrown to the side that he's running the route. You're supposed to run the route. But he had vertical leverage and just gave it up. It's going to be a field goal instead of what should have been a touchdown. Jadarius knew. Trey, unfortunately, didn't. Like, that ball could have easily been picked if that thing is thrown directly to him on that outside. There's no doubt about it. And, Cordell overran it. Does not have the change of direction for that. I mean, we're willing to go unorthodox, throw a bunch of, pass rushers in coverage every once in a while. Keep him guessing a little bit. And there is nobody on Cooper. There was nothing to guess about that. That is just the easiest pass you'll ever see. Zone coverage has never really been my favorite, but especially so far in this game, definitely not. And, oh my, we just got destroyed to the 45-yard line. Man coverage not working either. I mean, they're getting this ball off so quickly. We have no chance to even rush. And he's open. Johnson gets beat. Won't finish it, and neither will Wilson. These safeties who are actually, especially Johnson, not too bad at man coverage, are getting destroyed. Of course, that is a blown coverage assignment, having Amari Cooper covered by our safety. But still, I mean, he just gets so burned. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but we have scored every drive, so we're not going to panic. Perfect throw. Morant, first down. Clock is not really our friendliest adversary today. So we're going to have to try to hurry up a little bit. And there goes Morant again. Call a timeout here. I know they were kind of reeling, but I wanted a different formation. So you get Trey Palmer involved underneath. If not, we have some time. Maybe Kuntz will be our guy. I do like Morant here, too. Kuntz is more open. That's a beautiful throw. Utilizing that speed all the way down to the 19. A lot of big plays on this drive. I think the worst part for them is we're really realizing that when they're not ready, when they're rushed a little bit, I think you take that big fella. That's why you take that! Kuntz, the big fella, in the zone. I like the leverage, the size. He's always got the leverage. And while he's in the zone, it's going to be hard for him to not catch that. And the confidence is an all-time high. Perfect throw, perfect catch. Unguardable. Really, there's nothing that guy could have done. I mean, looking for the ball would have been helpful, but that's their best off-ball linebacker, and he just looked like a child. I mean, he just sunned him. But as I was about to say, when they're being rushed, when we're coming onto the field and hurrying up and all that, they don't look so good. So maybe we got to utilize that in the second half a little more. And man, we don't look good at all in general against Amari Cooper. I mean, what do you actually do against this guy? He's ridiculous. He's literally going him. Quick throw underneath. I mean, they got all the time in the world, especially when you miss these tackles. Missing all these tackles are just giving them free yards. I mean, man coverage, zone coverage, doesn't really matter. We're getting beat at every level. He's in some trouble, and he's going to take the sack. That is a huge kind of shifter, if you will. I mean, they look like they're going to potentially walk down for a 1-minute touchdown drive, too, but that'll definitely slow things down a little bit. Running back's open, but we kind of had to follow through. Wow, that was a weird kind of handling of the ball after the catch. Clock's running here, though, so if they don't hurry up, call a timeout or something like that, I mean, they're going to have to... they're going to have to call a timeout and just take the field goal. They just took too long to get up to the line. We're trying to ice them, but let's be honest, it's not going to really work. It's a pretty long field goal, though. They could have done a little bit better for him, but they're going to barely get it. Wow, that not only would have taken points off the board, obviously, but given us a chance on a Hail Mary with 1 second. That would have been a change of things. I mean, we got some strength. We have enough to get that ball up there. They're going to pooch it as if we couldn't just fair catch it anyways, but we're going to return it. See if some miracle can happen, which really, getting to the 25 this season for special teams has been a miracle on its own. It's a good first half. We're definitely playing better than we did last game, but the Condors somehow, even though they feel like they're getting outplayed, are right there with us. Of course, rush game for both teams not really that good. We've established a little some, but neither side really looking at the run game as super viable right now. We know that the Snowhawks, the 4th seed, are now in the Super Bowl awaiting the result of this game. Looking at some of the highlight plays, the first score of the game, Chris Rodriguez on the inside run. Then you have Jadarius Lewis climbing the pocket, seeing his wheel route, Romeo Dobbs, get behind the whole defense and scoring a massive touchdown. Condors a couple plays as well, but they were kind of broken in between. No real big play touchdowns, if you will. Regardless, I don't know if I want to still stand by the inside run, but it would be nice. Maybe let's go run outside, and I don't know about defending inside run anymore either. I'm going to go short inside. I think we're fine without actually focusing on defending the run. I just think we're going to have a good game defensively. On the return, Calvin Austin really hasn't seen much. Oh, there's a room! And he finally breaks one free in the game's most important times. That is going to be a momentum builder. They have to come out on the field right away in the second half now. Down by 2 possessions again. The blocks were great, and Calvin Austin's speed did the rest. Finally, we have one. And it's in the most important game for us. Not a little bad return for themselves, but obviously 28 is still far away from scoring. And Wilson gets destroyed, and Williams just sees that perfectly. Hurdles right over it. They gain 11 yards on that one run. I can't believe Wilson just got destroyed like that. That was so painful. Swing play. Can't tell if swing or just motion. And, ooh, nice defense. Really good recovery by Riley, but I thought Nick Jones had a chance to pick that, or whoever the hell was there. I don't really like the pass rush. Let's go with Riley Moss. Try to cover this inside route from Amari Cooper ourselves. What are they doing? Apparently throwing it perfectly. I mean, he really wasn't open. Maybe shouldn't have went for the pick. Should have swatted that thing out. It would have been 3rd and 10. We're coming all out. We are bringing 0 safeties. It is time. We could have timed the snap. Wilson's going to get there anyways. Doesn't get a piece of him. Has the edge, but makes a stupid crossbody throw, leading to a turnover. Riley Moss to the 29-yard line on the pick. The blitz worked. Jalen could have run. I get it, right? A clean pocket. He probably is able to throw that for potentially a touchdown, but it's not a clean pocket. Take what you can get. Live another down. Going to throw it underneath to Mr. Bellinger, who, once again, fights forward as he always does. Jalen Hurts had a lane, and he just didn't take it. He didn't run. Rodriguez, speaking of running, run game's just not really viable for either team right now. This is crazy. Like, hear me out. Don't get me wrong. Their run defense is their best aspect on the inside, but it doesn't mean it's a good run defense. The man in the zone will catch it, and look at that speed. Stiff arming out of bounds to the 39-yard line. Kuntz having the biggest game of his season, really. He's been a little quieter than normal, but still cooking up, and, man, I don't like that size matchup for them. I'm taking that. Morant's got him. Perfect throw. We're on fire. You can't put us out. These jerseys started out white. Defense hasn't been the best, but they've been good enough to not only force the turnover, but stop them a couple times, forcing some punts. But the offense has been unstoppable. It is just scoring and scoring and scoring and scoring. They look like they want to join that. We get kind of like punched in the face, but push them out of bounds regardless. Have we actually not scored on a drive yet? I'm pretty sure every single drive has been some sort of score, field goal or touchdown. Oh, I thought he was going to throw that slant like he loves to do, but he actually takes the underneath. Smart move. Gains 4. Don't get me wrong. We're confident. We're hyped up, but the game is not over. They still have a drive here. Touchdown with the 2-point. They're down 10. That's not a lot of points to be down by with this much clock left. Fullback, they're actually going to throw to him, which is really weird. That's a loss of 4. I don't get that one at all. We're going to still bring some more zone coverage, but we're actually going to blitz. A little bit of a bump. Oh, wow, this time he runs, and somehow Jones is just napping. Nuts to the head, but a first down for Jalen Hurts. He don't mind. I mean, look at the speed that Jalen Hurts has. I mean, he got that edge very quickly. And they're going to run the ball. Cam Jones is sleeping. Wilson's got a terrible angle. If not for, I think, Taylor getting a piece of him, slow Kyron Williams would have just run past him and scored. We've got a lot of guys like daydreaming or something. I don't know what to say. Going for that bait out on that tight end. That's a lot to ask for. Just hoping Riley doesn't bump me. It was a decent bait out. And overthrown. I think we'd had a pick there. It's not a matchup they can win. Giving them time has definitely been more detrimental than helpful, so we're going to be blitzing here on 2nd and 10. And we're out here with Riley. What a play. There would have been no one there. It would have been a walk-in. I mean, there was just no one on the field but Riley that thought that that ball could have cut back right. Jones off the edge. I don't really like this safety play, so we're going to use this. We know this route. And get up there, and Amari Cooper just makes us look bad as he gets the comeback touchdown. We played it pretty well. We covered the tight end. Can't cover both. We go to the wide receiver. The tight end gets open. Maybe should have went a little more over there so we could actually recover on it, but unfortunately not going to make it in time, and that'll be a touchdown. They don't go for 2, but it's still, you know, the same kind of sentiment where it's only an 11-point game with all this clock. Going to bounce this left, and we will get some blocks. Pretty good stuff. Gain 7. Good job by Morant. Honorary blocker, not a bad little ability. I believe in the RPO, but at the same time, if we don't actually get a look, we might be doomed on the run. Either way, I still believe it's going to work. And we were not wrong. As Romeo Doubs shows off a lot of speed, gaining 13 on the run, technically. Romeo Doubs, Kuntz, these guys are having really big days. I mean, very, very trustworthy. So if I see them making a play, Palmer, I'm going to go for him. And, you know, I'm not going to say that's a good throw, but at the same time, Palmer just not realizing the situation. Why are you still running a direct line, non-loose route when there's nobody on you? Get to your spot, look for the ball. Simple. It's a pretty good curl route, and he catches it. Slips off the tackler. Morant's got room. Juke inside. Stiff arms his man. Getting tackled by Romeo Doubs to the 13. He's deadly with the ball in his hands. I'd be pretty mad if I was Morant. Romeo Doubs definitely did more tackling than they did. Curl route, clean route. I mean, perfect throw as well. Gives him a chance. Cuts inside. Throws him to the side. Romeo tackles him. Doubt he would have scored anyways, but I would have loved to see him have a chance. And ironically enough, maybe rewarding Romeo Doubs with a touchdown here. Could be a quick throw to him. It's a tough one. Perfect throw, though. Touchdown. Back on top of the same score before. Our offense can do no wrong. We figured going into this one it was going to be a tough time for their defenses. Their corners specifically just don't look good. They really don't. Good defense. Cam Jones just threw him. Like, their strong safety has, like, no zone coverage. Their corner is good in man, but he's 5'10" with no weight. Can get bullied around by our sort of bigger wide receivers. Speaking of bigger wide receivers, that's not going to be one of them, as Hardman all the way down to the field to the 36, all that speed. And if I threw it right at Carter with Romeo Doubs and Morant, either of them on him, would he even have a chance to pick the ball if it's not an undercut? Probably not, right? Huge play by Quincy. I mean, that was a brick wall. Apparently he seatbelted. Apparently he was in coverage there, I guess. Guess he clamped him down either way. Kind of an option route. See what he does. He's going to take that vertical. Cam Jones not going to finish the tackle. Wilson just running with Cooper instead of bringing him down. First down. Defense, once again, hasn't been perfect, but they've limited him enough, and these scoring drives have taken a little while for this team. And we're not getting off the block. Free rush again for Cam Jones, who has another sack. Fourth quarter, not looking too promising for the Condors. Statistically, I mean, the pass game's carrying. Both teams have 49 rushing yards, but we have nearly 400 passing on only 23 passes. The progression of this game has been perfect, though. You know, eating them up on these shorter plays and then just, you know, finding almost everything in the deeper looks with really ease because we're just keeping them guessing. Oh, he changed his route. Did we just get faked out, or did I just... He audibled, didn't he? I believed it, and it was a lie. Flipped crossers, and, I mean, even with how well we've played on offense, it is still not over. 11-point deficit. And honestly, leaving this up to the special teams to potentially give them another possession is probably stupid, especially with hits like that coming constantly. Calvin Austin injured. Not surprised. But at the same time, we did also have a kick return touchdown this game. So if there's any other, any game to actually be trusting in the special teams, it would have been this one. Could be a quick throw to Kuntz. Oh, that's pretty good coverage, but it's a perfect throw, somehow recovered by Baker. Maybe if we would have went with a rack catch. Bruised shoulder, he'll be fun. Did that just show that Kuntz is now going to be the special teams man? Is that what I just saw? Either way, 2nd and 10. Oh, we got blocks. We got blocks. And Rodriguez not going to get the first down, but that should be fine. 3rd and inches. They're the 6th-ranked defense giving up, well, what looks to be over 500 today. They got all these different counter looks and pitch plays. I'm just going to give the ball to Charlie Springs. All right? And look at him go. Oh, my God. 10 yards, and he needed inches. Like, what are we doing out here? Like, just let him cook. Let him get the yard we need. And worry about next drive, you know? Kuntz, or next set of downs, I should say. Kuntz, first down easily. Over 400 passing. Player of the week. Even if we lose. It's crazy to think, but it's true. He's still player of the week, even if we lose this game. Inside handoff, looking clean. There's nobody there. Another first down. Not really big plays, but we don't need them. You know, right now we need clock-wasting plays. Back to that boot, which, I mean, they got a lot of players in the line, so you would think that this is going to work. Oh, we baited him. We baited him a little bit. Romeo Dobbs, nice juke move. Almost a horse collar, gains 9. I think it was Daniil Hunter. Somebody got in free, but they actually fell for it. They took the bait on that run. Ooh, that was close. That would have been a nice play for them to make. Stretch to the left. Oh, they're on this. Doesn't get him, though. Morant, he's trying to get into the block. I can't blame him. To the 17. Decent little run. Pure speed this time. Or should I really say that the true culprit there, pure acceleration. Back to the stretch, to the outside. They're kind of on it, but we're going to use some more speed. Juke move inside doesn't work. Gains 3, maybe 4. Don't get me wrong, I want to get a touchdown, but the clock being wasted is also pretty big here. Griffin on the stretch. Fullback sells us, and we lose yards. Come on, Springs. You know better. We hit this earlier in the open. The middle of the field looks really open, but I don't know how this safety's going to play it. And it's a force. It's a perfect swap by Baker. I've been a really tough throw to hit him perfectly. He might have had the other side, but the middle just looks so open, I almost predetermined it. And looking over the formation, I think we made the right call. There was really no other opening. Morant would have been undercut by the safety. The wheel route, the backside corner would have easily gotten it. It was really touch pass to Romeo Dobbs or a throwaway. We did waste a lot of clock, but at the same time, there's still a lot of clock left. 5 minutes left. They're down by 14. This is the biggest kind of like deficit cut they've had in a while. And, man, we got to do better than that kind of stuff. We got a chance to swat that away. Get the SWAT on, man. Defense has not been really that good at all. We're in a good spot still, but it's not good. Ooh. They're not going to audible either, so we're not going to have time. Oh, that could be picked. It is. Riley Moss calls game. Show off that speed. Show off that speed, Riley. Darren Riley, the Rookie of the Year, everyone. The Bisons are headed to the Super Bowl. Darren Riley. All of those kind of sit-down routes. Finally, someone makes a play. Mayer's been eating us up for most of the game. And Darren Riley, like we said, just called the game. Of course, they're moving the ball down the field pretty well, but it's impossible. They could have all the freaking onside kicks. They still don't have enough time, I don't think. Behind them, first down, but still behind them. Takeaways, rank 2 on the season. We have 2 this game. I mean, that's still pretty good numbers. 2 takeaways is a really good number to have. And he's going to run. That is a lot of speed, but held him out of the end zone, which means more plays required to get in there. QB contained in case he tries to run. Back of the end zone, and wow, Taylor played a little too shallow. Hardman has shown off some speed this game, though. And they go for the onside kick, but do not get it. Normally I am Mr. like conservative, but I mean, I definitely want this first down. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, and he fumbles! Hold on! Rodriguez, on a non-juke move play, just fumbled. Was the knee down? I really didn't feel like the knee was down, but looking at the replay, I think it might have been. I thought he lost that well before he was down. They are going to review this, which is massive. I still can't believe we didn't just get a touchdown on it, let alone if we get this ball back, but it was kind of close. I think he was down, though. Yeah, he was down. I'm going to need these scary plays to stop happening, but 2-minute warning, barring another fumble kind of miracle, we're looking good for the Super Bowl. We are looking good for the Super Bowl. We're going to run this away from everybody. As long as the tackle gets that far edge. And there he goes, Rodriguez. Hold that bumper. Of course, I don't know how we are out of the zone now because, a fumble that didn't actually occur. Way to go. Love that stuff. That's fun. I don't know why I have a working feature. Left side again. Oh, they're on this one. Oh, we showed patience. Got back to the line. Once again, at this point, just playing the smart game and just wasting the clock. Rodriguez pretty much back to the line again. And back to Griffin. Can't go to the inside, so we'll go back left. And Griffin bounces it hard for 4. We'll take the field goal. Honestly, do you even kick the field goal? Do you just like... I mean, if you're assuming the blocks aren't, trash, this should be a game-winning field goal. And, you kick it early because, they're probably sitting around thinking, oh, this is going to be another wasting all the clock down. But as long as you get that field goal up, it doesn't really matter what the clock is saying. And the game is won 58-41, a super high-scoring gunslinger back-and-forth battle. But a much better game than last week. Obviously, in this terms of, like, intensity, maybe a little bit better last week. But as far as, like, how we played as a team, better this week. Defense definitely could have been better. But we were going against a really good quarterback. And Amari Cooper was basically unguardable. I worry about that Snowhawks team, though. They have a good quarterback and maybe a good wide receiver or two. It's going to be hard to defend him, man. Obviously, Jadarius Lewis was basically perfect. And if he wasn't, what kind of game would we have seen? I don't know. It might have been a potential losing effort. Chris Rodriguez ended up with a pretty good game by the end of it. Cooper was amazing. Hardman was amazing. Kuntz was pretty good. Romeo Dobbs was really good. Morant was really good. And that's kind of it. I mean, I can't believe they had 2 guys with over 200 yards. And then the next highest was like 48 yards. I mean, these 2 guys went off. I mean, I can't believe that they didn't win the game with performances like those. Both right guards gave up a sack each. Riley was unbelievable. Pick 6, 4 tackles for loss, 15 tackles in general. Might have been player of the week. Cam Jones did really well with 2 sacks. While James with a sack, Gleason with a sack, Gary with a sack. 1 for Allen. Riley Moss with a pick. Riley with a pick. And a dub for the Anchorage Bisons. And the only upgrade we got here is actually Jadarius Lewis. Deep accuracy is pretty damn good. Short accuracy is his biggest issue. How do you get short accuracy? Is it field general? I mean, I've seen some success with field general getting throw power, so we're going to go field general, try to get some throw short accuracy as well. Okay, I'm never doing that again. That was terrible. I am disgusted. The real question is, do we take a look at the dev ups? I kind of wanted to look at those dev ups, but at the same time, we have a lot of like upgrading stuff to do next week with XP we'll be getting, weekly strategy, that kind of stuff. But the coolest part, I think, about us making the Super Bowl is the fact that Ronnie Shelton will be back, which is going to be something to witness. This is a man that'll be on a mission. Don't you worry about it. He is going to have a massive game. And he could even be the leading factor that helps us hoist the Lombardi. But that'll all be for next episode. Not 100% sure when that'll be, but sometime this week, obviously. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate good support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, JeromepkR. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. A lot of TCM content lately. Might have been in a TCM video yesterday even, and there was definitely one like recently before that. So if you guys are enjoy a little non-Madden every once in a while, or you're waiting for the next episode of something, maybe check it out. Anyways, hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, speaking of, probably will be an actual like rebuild tomorrow, big rebuild maybe, 10-year rebuild. But until next video, see ya.